how to start anything, whether that's a new project, a side hustle, a new career, asking someone on a date, anything that is new and exciting. How do we do this? How do we actually find the energy, the mindset, the willpower, and the momentum? Because so many people feel stuck. It's like there's some mechanism that prevents us from actually doing the things that we want to do because those things are scary or new. And I totally get that. So if you are someone who is sitting on a pile of ideas and can't decide, if you're someone who is a thought leader, an entrepreneur, a healer or coach, and you know you have some modalities or some PDFs or a service or new product you want to get out, but you just can't seem to get it out, this is the video for you. But first, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Of course, when you subscribe, it's going to help the algorithm know this is a video of value, and then that gets shown to other people just like you and I. And this is going to be possibly the video that changes everything around for you. And I want other people to have this material in their hands too. So I thank you so much in advance for your subscription. So let's go ahead and get into it. I just want you to know my superpower, and like why you should be listening to me and why you should take my advice when it comes to this, is because I can start anything. I have no problem whatsoever with beginning new projects. I can begin new videos. I can write a book. I can start new courses. I could probably start a new business right now. I could maybe begin to even think about moving and putting my house on the market. And trust me, there are moments where all of these things are actually happening in my life. It's my superpower. Now, that can backfire because when you start something, the idea is that you sustain it and then complete it. And those were the areas that I used to struggle with a lot. So maybe I should make another video about how to sustain projects and how maybe to end things. Like, when do you know when to call in the towel or throw in the towel? Let me know in the comments if those are two videos that maybe you want to hear me talk about and walk you through. Okay. But my superpower has been able to create anything. I have created over 15 digital products. I have created multiple digital memberships. I have ran 16 retreats, several of them out of the country. I have started 2 brick and mortar businesses. I have gone back to school as a non-traditional student to start my bachelor's, got my bachelor's degree, went on to get my graduate degree, and I have started multiple careers. Now that I'm in my 40s, approaching my mid 40s, I have had and started so many different careers, from school bus driver to yoga teacher to a UX designer and researcher, you name it. I've been doing it. Okay. And I've started so many different side hustles too. And I still do a couple of the side hustles every now and again, like Instacart, when I need the money. So I have no problem starting things. So that's why you need to watch this video and pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, because my energy is contagious. And when you follow this methodology and you follow this thinking, you are going to be able to get yourself out of the thing that happens when you have the idea that stops you. So first, we need to talk about why you can't start things, right? Before we jump into how to start anything, we need to actually identify and shine a light on what's holding you back. Because otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video, because you'd be like me, someone who has no problem starting things. So what I see from my clients who I coach, that's one of the main draws of working with me. That's why they want to work with me, is because they see me getting on stages and writing ebooks and producing and having no hesitation whatsoever in my body. And if they're like, if I could just grab just like 5%, if you could grab just 5% more of less hesitation from me right now, you are going to make more money. You are going to live your dreams. You are going to feel so good, because this is the other side of doing what you want, is actually feeling accomplished. And when you feel accomplished and you have drive and you start to see the evidence that, wow, I do what I say I'm going to do, you feel really good about yourself. And people who feel good about themselves and have momentum and feeling good about yourself and seeing the track record of I do what I say I'm going to do compounds that confidence. And this is where you become unstoppable in your life. So this is a really important life skill that you figure out right now. But let's talk about what holds you back, okay? I call this moment in your life, I have a word for it. Whenever you get a big idea, like let's just use the example of you want to start a podcast, okay? Which I highly recommend. Highly recommend. There's so much to learn from that. And it's a lot of fun. And it's a great way to sell your products and services too and position yourself as an expert. When the initial idea drops in, you're excited, right? It feels really cool. What an awesome idea. I can't wait to do this. And then soon after that, within seconds, what happens next? You start to think about all of the logistics, right? Okay, well, I'll need a microphone, right? A podcast mic. How much is that? Okay, well, am I going to need like a special like streaming camera? How much is that? Okay, well, like where do I host it? What do I call it? Am I going to need an intro music and outro music? Like, am I going to need to rent space? Oh, forget it. When we go to our head to evaluate all of the things that need to happen, all of the real things that do need to happen and do need to be considered, what happens is we also let that erode our passion. It's almost as if going through the to-do list of what has to be done to make the goal possible in reality overwhelms us. Let me know if you've ever felt that way. Just put a yes, me, in the comment section below. And I totally understand. Even though I'm someone who is absolutely unable to not take action, I still get lost sometimes in the big picture. And details can overwhelm me. And I absolutely work with people all the time who it overwhelms them big time. And they get stuck in what I call the bail zone. And the bail zone is the space between when you get that soul aligned download that lights you up and the moment that you actually take action. That gap is called the bail zone. And it's where dreams go to die. I know, super dramatic, but it's true. It's where your dreams go to die. It is RIP dreams. It is the graveyard of your dreams. Because what happens is exactly what we walk through. You start to overanalyze all of the things that have to happen. The move is to think about those things because that's business strategy, but to also stay grounded and anchored in your why and in the feeling and the heart and soul of what you're doing. I'm going to walk you through a 3-step method right now called the ARC method in light detail. Okay. If you want to know more about this, I have a full 35-minute, 40-minute masterclass called Overcoming Procrastination, the ARC method, ARC. And in this, it's really helping you identify the overthinking and the hesitation that you might be experiencing on a daily basis, not even just for big products or projects, but it might be even like, man, how many times am I going to walk past that pile of clothes? Why can't I get to that? Right? That's my life right now. In the other room, I have a big ass pile of clothes. And I'm asking myself that question right now too. So even though professionally and in my business, I have no problem taking action, on a personal level, that's where I struggle. And so I use the ARC method 100%. It works all the time. It's going to work for you. It works for my clients. But in that masterclass, I teach you the ARC method and the 3-step process to stop hesitating, get out of your head, and take confident action. Okay. So the link's below. Grab that, guys. So, but you're going to get the sample overview right now so that you can understand how to do this right now. Okay. I go into detail in the masterclass, but this is going to give you the scoop so you can just start applying it right away. The first thing is to recognize that you're in the bail zone. That's A, just awareness. Recognize you're in the bail zone. And this is where everyone is, even myself. right? So as soon as a big idea drops in, or as soon as you walk past your clothes pile again, we can use that domestic example too, and you don't take action, that means you're in the bail zone. Okay. So the first step is just to have awareness. And this is what helps you actually to gain power back, believe it or not. It's by ignoring your behavior that keeps you stuck and not taking action on things. So the first thing is just own it, right? Own it and know that it's okay. It's totally okay to be in the bail zone. If you think about it, sometimes we need to pump the brakes and like actually consider a project. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm going to put my house on the market and move to a new state, yeah, you better go into your head and think about whether that's a good idea or not. And all of the different, did I say idea? It's a good idea or not. And all of the different steps that you need to do. However, what the ARC method is going to get you to do is to stay anchored in something else other than your thoughts. Because we all know what happens when you stay in your thoughts. You don't take action, right? Which is why you're watching this video right now. Okay. So the ARC method is going to help you take faster action. I'll never forget the day I felt massive hesitation in my whole body. I was asked to fill in for a keynote. And what was more exciting than that was I needed to be on stage in 10 minutes if the answer was yes. When they asked me, I wanted to literally throw up. Like I've never had that response before. My body was like, yep, now we're going to just evacuate all things in your stomach. Luckily I did not, but I still had that feeling. And I was like, well, I could say no. I could say I have 0 keynotes ready to go. If I get up there unprepared, no one's going to come to your event ever again. No, you should ask someone else. But I didn't. I said yes. And in that split second moment, I had been able to apply the ARC method, believe it or not, because as you practice the ARC method more and more, it's a skill. And like any skill set, the more you practice it, the faster and the easier it's going to be for you to use it. So the ARC method is just a part of who I am right now. It's so deeply embedded in my mind and in my subconscious mind as a habit. And that's what I want you to know. When you watch this video, and if you go on to get that masterclass, it's just $39, guys. And that's going to walk you through in detail every step and how to think about applying that into your life. And that's what's going to happen is suddenly you'll be able to evaluate the moments and catch yourself when you're hesitating and identify it right away and then arc it, baby, and get out of that hesitation. Because I'm going to tell you what, that one moment saying yes to filling in not only got me my very first keynoting opportunity, but I was invited to speak the very next weekend to keynote again by someone else who was watching me in the audience. And not only that, but that host who I saved the day for, they asked me to co-host several of their events moving forward, as well as keynote. I also was able to moderate their panel. Then from that one opportunity, I was asked to be a digital contributor to an online magazine. I was interviewed on other podcasts. Someone else in the audience, actually someone else that was speaking that day, was also an event organizer and coordinator. She asked me a couple months later to speak on her stage in New Jersey that same summer. So do you see how from having this methodology, from being able to recognize when I was in the bail zone and about to say no and overthink it, that I was actually able to take some swift action? And that's what helps you just start new phases of your life. This is what helps you just kickstart that dream and that new reality that you are exactly who you want to be right now. So that's the same thing that's going to happen for you when you learn this methodology. So let's keep going. Number 1 is awareness that you're in ARC, awareness that you're in the bail zone, and do not shame yourself there. It's just good awareness, because now from that place of awareness, you can take appropriate action. Remember, it's all about recognizing that you're in the bail zone. If you don't recognize it, you're going to continue the habit of overthinking things to death. This is the key, guys, the key right here, okay? Put A in the comments if you're with me. Follow along, right? Awareness. Take notes on this. Then from awareness, we gain our power back. And then R is remember who and why. Remember who and why is one of the most important steps of the ARC method because it gets us into our heart. And in that mini masterclass, I go over exactly how to think about it and to activate emotions. But this is a critical step. So going back to that invitation to cover and, be on stage in 10 minutes, I was thinking about myself initially, which is why I wanted to say no. But when I instantly thought, well, but who else benefits? I had a whole list of people. If I said yes, not only do the event owners benefit, and that will put me in their good graces, and they'll ask me, as they did, to participate in several other things because they'll see me as someone who's reliable, right? So think about that. Your hesitation to say yes to things is actually preventing you from having future invitations into amazing moments too, right? So it's not even just about starting things in that moment, starting projects with other people, starting that new job, starting your project, passion project, whatever it is, that business, side hustle, speaking career. It's about what happens after that moment. It's a ricochet ripple of effect out into your life. Okay. So this is why starting is so important on a larger scale of your life, because it's not just about that one moment. That's how it appears. And that's why we put so much pressure on ourselves in that moment. But the ARC method is going to help you just have some velocity and get going. When you remember that you benefit by saying yes, but also other people benefit, and you can run yourself through who and get emotional about it, you will feel your heart swell up. And that's usually the mechanism enough people need to get out of their own way, to stop overthinking. And then C, create that action step. So A, awareness, you're in it. It gives you your power back. No big deal. I'm not going to sweat this. It's fine. I'm in the bail zone. Everyone's here. Kim's in the bail zone all the time, but then she arcs it. So let's keep going. R, remember who and why, and get emotional. And then from that emotional state, you will create one single action step. Doesn't have to be everything. You don't have to do everything. For me in that moment, it was just simply saying, yes, I will do it. That was the action step. And then I had 10 minutes to figure out what the hell I was going to speak on stage. But luckily I have storytelling down at that point and was able to really pull on the different methodologies that I teach you guys in the Empowered Voice Blueprint. And that's another, by the way, that's another masterclass too. If you want to learn storytelling, just put a comment below. Kim, send me the link to the storytelling masterclass and I'll send you that too. Or you can check out the comment. I'll drop it in the comments below or the caption of this. But you are just one little action step away from really feeling good about who you are. That's really what I want to land here is, action, sure. It's important to put your clothes away. It's important to start the passion projects. It's important to say yes to the things that want you to say yes to them. It's important to say yes to the partnerships. Yes, but why? Because you are going to feel unbelievably good. You're going to be like, I said I was going to do that and I did it and I'm doing it. And then when people ask me about it, I'm going to be like, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm working on it. Right. And that's more than a lot of people say. Do you know what I mean? If you agree, put a I agree in the comments. Like that's a lot of people be talking a lot of game. But when it comes to putting sneakers on and getting in the gym, they're not doing it. When it comes to like taking their car to that car detailing place because their car has been a shit show inside and trash everywhere and nasty, they're not taking care of their car. When it comes to going to the doctor and getting that blood work done to finally figure out what's going on, why they can't sleep or getting migraines, they're not going to the doctor. See, we get stuck in the bail zone because we all have these beautiful ideas that if we just take action on them, will actually better our lives. But we overthink and we don't take enough rapid action in that moment. ARC method is like strapping yourself to a rocket, baby. You're going to arc right out of there into the space of your life, right? This is how you become that fast action taker that builds momentum toward the actual life you are meant to live. And remember, it's not even just about that one moment. It's about you repeatedly saying yes and starting and doing and completing. And that builds momentum and it builds self-trust. And when you have momentum and you have self-trust and you're able to do the ARC method, you are someone who accomplishes what they say they're going to do. Not only does that make you feel good, but other people notice. And if you're in sales, if you're a leader, which I know you are, you probably want to be on this channel. If you are a business owner, tell me that that's not important. Because that's why people spend with money with you and not so-and-so down the road, right? Or not so-and-so on another channel. It's because there's something about you and your actions are speaking for you. Right? You don't even have to say anything. They're going to see all of my videos. They come onto my page. If you're new to my world, you're going to scroll back and see years of content. If you go to my Instagram page, you're going to see I post every single day. Right? If you've been with me for a while, you know that I produce and I do what I'm going to say I'm going to do. That's another reason you need to be able to use the ARC method for yourself, but also what it says about you. And now you're going to be that amazing role model for your kids, for your family, for your community, for your clients, guys. Okay. This is how you arc it, be that rocket, and take all the action and feel so damn good. And all those little tedious, nasty ass projects around the house, like putting clothes away and this and that and painting that. And why don't I ever clean out the junk drawer? They just suddenly get done. They just get done. Because you're like, I'm gonna arc it. Guys, don't forget to, if you want to go more in depth to that and really unlock how to overcome procrastination completely, especially when it comes to using your voice. I know a lot of people, projects aside, are even hesitating when it comes to use your voice, and that might be you. You're putting off making content. You're putting off posting those videos. You're putting off a conversation with your business partner or your employee. And it's time, right? Procrastination it's like a disease inside, okay? It just builds up toxicity inside of you. So if you're ready to play big, if you're ready to stop bailing and getting out of that bail zone, then click the link below, grab the Overcoming Procrastination mini-masterclass for just $39, guys, and take it all the way. And I can't wait to see what you accomplish as a result. Let me know in the comments how you plan on using this. And after you've learned the ARC method and tried it today, come back and tell me in the comments, what was it like? What was the situation that you felt yourself hesitating and procrastinating in? And when you use the ARC method, what happened next? I can't wait to read. I'm on the edge of my seat, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.